What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Today we are playing. Not playing. We are watching the Boiler Room. The Boiler Room. True story. True horror story animated. Let's just go in so we cannot waste our time now. Let's go.
This story took place when I was roughly 5 or 6
Five or
years
6
old.
years old.
My baby
Okay.
sister had just been born a
Baby
year
sister
prior to
has
this
been
story,
born.
and my parents had also
Born?
just been
Okay.
divorced. So my mom and stepdad moved me and my
Still in
sisters
his
into this
tummy.
new house.
Never
This
mind.
house had been built on a
He's not
hillside
the-
in West
he's not in
Virginia
the
in the
house.
mid-1800s. It
West
was made out of
Virginia.
dark wood that almost gave
In
you an
mid-
ominous feeling just looking at it. The house had 3 stories.
3
The
stories.
front door was at the middle story, where our bedrooms and living room were. Upstairs was the attic, but the entrance to
There's
it
an
was a
attic?
pulley door. Downstairs was the kitchen, laundry
Sorry
room,
for
back
coughing.
door, and then a mysterious room.
Mysterious
This
room.
mysterious room was the
Mysterious
only room in
room.
the house with a metal door.
Metal door.
Cold air would seep from
And a
below
middle
it.
door.
And it
Lock.
had a padlock that only my mom and the landlord had keys for.
How?
The landlord
How?
referred to it as the boiler room.
The boiler room? What
My
is a
bedroom was
boiler
located
room
directly
anyways?
above the boiler room, and it also
A
had the
dark
pulley
room where
door for the
nothing
attic on
else.
my ceiling. It didn't take too long before strange things began happening
Why?
to each member of my family individually, but
Okay.
it began with me. There would be times when I'd leave the room for a minute, and then
The dad
return
is
minutes
just
later to
smiling.
find things moved out of
Whoa.
place. Hordes of wasps
Wasps.
and other things would come out of the attic and
I-
act in strange ways, always remaining in
That
my
is
room.
strange.
I wouldn't learn this detail until years later,
Okay.
but my mom and stepdad apparently heard footsteps in the living room,
Steps.
walking in circles almost every night,
Maybe
usually
that's
only
your
when one of them was still awake.
The dad
A
prayed,
skeptic would
obviously.
say that my things being moved was my older sister playing tricks, that the insects were normal, and that the footsteps were creaky wood. However,
Creaky wood.
one night, I woke up and
Maybe
felt like
that's-
someone was in the
That's your
room
member
with
of
me.
the family getting.
I turned
getting
over
the
and saw a
milk.
little boy standing there, shrouded
That's you,
in
bro.
darkness.
That's you.
I could
Don't
only
be
see his
scared.
silhouette,
That's you.
but he appeared to be the same size as me.
Maybe it's a mirror.
So I
That's
said,
why I said that's
"Hello."
you.
The boy answered back
Never
and
mind.
told
That's your
me that he
brother.
was from the boiler room and asked if he could
That's
play
your
with my
brother.
toys.
Maybe that's
I told him no because it was too late and I didn't want to get in trouble. For a brief moment after that, I could make
That's
out
your
the boy's
brother.
expression.
If you
My
don't have,
rejection was
That
met with
is your
a gaze of
brother.
pure
Look at that.
rage.
that's your brother
then-
right there.
In an instant, the boy
That's
was
your
gone.
brother angry.
I told my mom and stepdad about it the next day. They seemed nervous about it,
Stepdad.
but then they just reassured me that it was a bad dream. Even as a little kid, I was good at reading people,
Okay.
so I could tell that they were holding something back, but I let it be.
Mm.
That night, something else happened.
Your
I
brother
woke
came
again
again.
to the feeling that I wasn't alone. This time, whenever I turned around,
Okay.
I was met with something sinister.
Who?
The silhouette of an elderly woman stood
That's
hunched
your-
over my
that's
bed,
your
her face
sister.
inches away
Your
from
sister
mine,
doesn't have
breathing
any
heavily.
eyes.
Maybe that's your another mom.
Where her
maybe
eyes
that's your
should have
grandma.
been, there was only darkness. I got up and
that's your
ran
grandpa.
past her, opened my door, and hurried over to my sister's room.
Why'd you run?
My older sister was away at a sleepover, so it was just my baby sister in her crib asleep.
So
When
that's
I
your
turned
sister.
back to the doorway,
Yeah,
I saw the woman walking towards me
Your
slowly.
sister? That's your sister.
As she walked past the
that's
window,
not your
lightning crashed outside. And then, in that instant, the woman was gone.
Woman
And
was
where she
gone.
was,
He was a
it
wolf.
appeared that a wolf was approaching me instead.
Like you?
I looked away for
Wow,
a second,
that teeth is super
and as I
yellow.
looked back down, the lightning crashed again. And after that flash, I saw spiders on my pillow.
Spider?
I turned to look back to
On
the
the
spirit.
pillow.
And after the next flash, the little boy appeared again.
Oh,
As
that's
he
your
got
brother.
closer
No,
and closer to
that's
me,
his.
I
That's
passed
his
out.
twin.
I woke up in
Your
my bed
twin.
again, drenched in sweat. Many
Okay.
questions raced through my mind at
What
that
is it?
moment. Soon after telling my mom and stepdad about that experience, we moved out. According to what the landlord told my mom whenever
Okay.
she confronted him about the paranormal experiences, a widowed mother and her 3 children had
Widowed?
lived in the house when it was first built.
Widow. Yeah,
The husband
right.
had
That's
died
his
during
mom.
the Civil War. At some point not too long after,
Okay.
the mother snapped and murdered all 3 of her children in the living room of the house, and then stashed their bodies in the boiler room.
Oh.
Those deaths perfectly explained why fast footsteps had been heard in the living room,
Oh, that's
why my
his
toys
twin.
and stuff were moving on their own, and why I saw a little boy and an evil woman. It also perfectly explains why we moved out so fast after I told my
Okay.
mom and stepdad about seeing the woman. To this day, I sometimes ask myself,
He's now grown up.
what drove that woman to do it?
Bro, that looks
Grief?
like Kuchisake.
Loneliness? Insanity?
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe
never
he's
know.
dancing.
But another question I have
Black
is,
eye.
if she was willing to do that to her own children, what would she have done to a child that wasn't even hers? What would have happened if my sisters and I had stayed at that house?
What would actually happen?
Yeah.
Bro.
Then.
So guys, please leave a like and subscribe,
Yeah.
and we're ending the video. So this
One,
video is only 6
3.
okay, bye.